Hello there and welcome back to Szpakowo. So it's September and let's take a look at our maps. So our rice is ready to harvest, our spinach is ready for another chop, so we're going to be focusing on that this month. Let's first check our animals to see how they're doing. They are doing just fine for food. Their milk and slurry is okay. We'll give our horses a ride before we start working the fields. Before we do that though, I just want to take a quick look at our productions here. So our bakeries are just fine, our grain mill is fine, we've got plenty of wheat in there, plenty of sorghum, and we need to give our mushroom greenhouse some water, so we'll do that. Our TMR is fine. How is our pasta production doing? What do we have here? We've got almost 2,000 litres of spinach pasta and 1,000 litres of regular pasta. So that's doing pretty good. That's churning out the pasta just fine. Our sugar mill, got plenty of sugar beet and sugar beet cut left, so we're all good there. Dairy, got plenty of milk and sugar left, so that is also all good. So we're going to ride our horses. Let's hop over the fence here and take Brown Beast out for a ride. And I'll be back with you once I've done the riding of the horses. Okay, that's the horses ridden and brushed for the month. Let's next take a look at... let's quickly check the horses. I'm wondering if it's worth selling them. I think they're going to be 2 months until they are babies, so yeah, I'm wondering if it's worth offloading them so we don't have to look after horses anymore. Anyways, next let's quickly top up our mushroom greenhouse with water, and then we'll get to harvesting the spinach, and after that we'll do the rice. I'm not going to get this straw off the field for couple of months. We'll probably do that in winter time. Don't need to do it right now. So yeah, we'll do water for the mushrooms, spinach, and then rice. So I will continue on with this and I'll join you shortly. Okay, so quick break in the time lapse our harvester is harvesting the rice field, and we are quickly buzzing around the spinach field with this spinach harvester. I'm going around in circles rather than going up and down because I feel like it might be slightly quicker, and time is money with this machine. It's already cost us 30,000 euros this month roughly in usage fees. The yield off this chop is nowhere near what it was on the last chop. If you look at the map, the green in the center is what we got last chop, and we're getting about 30% less yield this time. Maybe it would have been a better idea to go over and create some manual tram lines and do the weeding and fertilizing. We do have an almost full tank here. What I'm planning on doing with this harvester is using it until it gets to about 4.9 hours and then offloading it before it ticks over to 5 hours and we incur another 13,000. Just going to take a quick pause on this for a second and switch it off. So our other worker has a full tank. So what we're going to do then, given that the spinach harvester also has an almost full tank, I think we should probably build the oil mill now, and then we can empty the rice directly into the oil mill, and then we can continue from there. So okay, so we'll just plant the oil mill like here somewhere. Yeah, just like that. I think that works. And then we can empty this load into it, and then we can drive over to the spinach harvester, wait until that's full, and then empty that load in this shed just here. I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. We will find out soon. I'm just thinking we'll probably empty the spinach harvester now before we continue, and then we can see what we can do with the spinach. Just reverse ourselves around like this. There we go. Just tipping that in there. Okay, let's see if we can ditch this over in our storage shed. Now, first of all, we'll top up the pasta production. Look how much pasta we have already. This is fantastic. We're going to make a considerable amount of money from our pasta when the next sell time comes around. So let's just make sure this is topped up. Yeah, it didn't take much. But we can now take the rest of this over to our storage area, and hopefully we can just put it on the floor. Okay, let's see if we can dump this spinach in here. No, it doesn't look like we can. No. I'm not sure where you can put spinach in that case. Can you put it in a silo? Doesn't really... I don't think so. Okay, so we found a slightly cheaper silo. Holds 30,000 litres and it was 12,000 euros. I'm just going to do a test to see if we can actually put spinach in here. I don't think we can, because it's not like a grain crop. But it's worth a try. Yeah, you can't put spinach in there. So that leaves us with only one option then. First of all, I'm going to sell this because I don't want it. So I'm going to credit myself the 6,000 because that was just a test and there was no way for me to check if it could handle spinach. So we're going to add 6,000 there. So there's really nothing else I can do with the spinach apart from sell it. Okay, well, I guess selling it we are then. We'll take it over to Spactrans and get it sold off, I guess. Okay, so we're offloading the spinach over at Spactrans, and yeah, not a great income from it. 7,565, 8,000 or so. That's not even an hour of usage for the spinach harvester. So I'm just going to do the last hour or get as much usage out of the spinach harvester as I can before I get charged an extra hour. Harvest what I can, and then return the harvester. I'll empty it into this trailer, sell what we managed to harvest, and then send the harvester back before we get charged again. So I will continue with emptying our rice from our harvester and then harvesting the spinach, and I'll rejoin you again shortly. Okay, so here is what I have decided. What I can do is empty the spinach into this trailer and just leave it in the trailer. I know that's not very realistic, but that's what I'm going to do, because then it can sit in the trailer. We can top up the pasta production with it as required, and then when we need a new trailer next season, we can buy one. And that will ensure that we get the most profit possible from this spinach. So there we go, we are almost full there. Let's return this rather expensive machinery. Yes, we will return it. Okay, so yeah, that's cost us an absolute ton of money, probably close to 100,000 euros in total. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. It's just very expensive and probably not worth doing. The base game has very limited uses for spinach. At least I'm pretty sure it does. Let's take a look at our price list quickly. Because we have spinach there. We have... There's spinach bagged, isn't there? So even bags of spinach, they still don't go for that much, and they take forever to produce in the processed food plant, or whatever it's called, the processed food mill. So yeah, spinach isn't worth it unless you're going to buy the machine, and there's very limited uses for it. Bearing in mind this pasta production is also a mod, it's not a base game thing. Anyways, over to our harvester. So we'll just dump all of this in the oil mill, and then we'll let that do its thing, and then maybe next year we can plant something that we can convert into oil, or maybe we won't, we'll see. Remember, we're just going through the VIP order levels. Okay, so 12,000 litres is the maximum it can take. Okay. Well, then I guess we are leaving the rest in the harvester until some more capacity opens up, because that's our only option. I'm not buying a silo just to store 1,500 litres of rice. Let's take a look at cows, actually. I wonder if we might be worth looking at getting our new cows in for this level of VIP order. So if we take a look, it's Angus and Limousin cows. So if we do the Limousin cows first, they can be sold off quicker. Limousin cows are 23.25, so they're really expensive because we need 30 of them. That's going to be 72,000 euros. Wow. I mean, we may as well buy 10 of them. It just makes sense for now, I think. Yeah, so we'll get 10 of these in. If we sell our cows, though, we'll get 11,000 for that. Alright, let's get rid of these cows. Let's get rid of our horses as well. Okay, they're gone. So we have a little bit of money now. Let's get 20. Can we get 20? Yeah, we'll get 20 Angus cows in. Alternatively, we could get 20 Limousin cows. and then they'll get sold in 6 months. Yeah, I think that's a better idea actually. Okay, so 20 limousine cows. They'll be sold in 6 months' time. Then we'll get the other 10 in, and that can be that happening over the next year or so. Yeah, and with that, I think we will move through to October, and I'll see you there. Okay, so it is October, and let's take a look at our cows here. So they're good. They're going to be sold in 5 months' time. We don't have any horses anymore, so that we don't have to worry about those. We're running a little low on funds. We've got about 5,000 euros left. So let's take a look to see if there's any work we can do for our neighbours here. There's a big sunflower contract there. We could take care of that, but I don't really want to do that. How's the liming contracts? There's no lime contracts. There's a mowing contract just over there that we could do. How's our furniture production doing? Oh, carpentry. So we've still got 11,000 litres in there. We don't need to worry about topping that up yet. And then just to check our pasta production here, got tons of flour in there. So I'm actually going to activate these bread productions again because I think the grain mill can handle it. So we can start producing the bread again. And then just looking at the levels that we're at for the output. I think we can unload our bread production. We'll take a look to see which fields can be mulched. We can maybe mulch our spinach field. I'm not sure if it's possible. Probably, I think we can mulch our long wheat field though. So we'll take a look at both of those. We'll put the silage in the TMR mixer, and we'll also get the straw bales off the field and put them in the TMR mixer. So we have plenty that we can get done. Let's grab this tractor, and I'm just going to put these front loader tools back against the manure storage here, and then we'll do the bale work first, and then we'll switch our attention to the fields. So I'll continue with this, and I will be back with you shortly. Okay, so we've collected the straw off the field, and I'm looking at the TMR production. So you only need 30% the amount of straw as you do of silage and hay. So that means for 100,000 litres of silage and hay, you only need 33,000 litres of straw. So I'm wondering if it's worth just offloading the rest of the straw at a sell point, we'll get ourselves a nice 9,000 euros in January if we did that. I think that might be worth doing. That will sustain us with some money through the winter, because we don't need to fill the TMR mixer up to 100% with straw, so we may as well just sell it. So we'll go over there and take care of that. And also just notice when I was looking at our products there that we can sell our dairy products this month. So we can do cheese, butter, and bottled milk. There's not too much there, but that'll get us a nice 12, 14, 15,000 extra. So we're over at the direct sell point. Let's offload these straw bales and get ourselves some income. So nice 9,000 euros there. Probably could have got a little more if we had kept them until January, but I didn't really want to unload them off the trailer and then reload them back up again for the sake of 1,000 euros or so. So back over to the farm to load up our dairy products, and we'll get that sold off next. So I will continue with that, and I'll rejoin you again in a bit. Okay, so it looks like this field can't be mulched either. So I'm really curious as to what actually can be mulched now. It says, so it looks in the help and it says any crop that leaves stubble tillage. So this field doesn't show that state. So I guess wheat is one of those crops that isn't stubble tillage. I'm not sure what crops do leave stubble tillage. Maybe things like corn? I don't know. Take a look at our cows. They have plenty of food left. Starting to get full with slurry, so we're gonna have to take care of that at some point. Maybe that's what we can do. Throw down some slurry on our fields. We've got two and a bit full tanks of slurry there. So yeah, let's take care of the slurry on our fields. Now, which fields should we do? I'm thinking we do the big field that had spinach in it, because we're planting sorghum in that next year, because that's all going to go in our grain mill, and then maybe the field next to it. So yeah, maybe these two fields over here we will spread slurry on. Okay, so let's get this down to 1 and let's spread the slurry. Oh, it helps if you fill it up first. Tip of the day from Puppington Farms: fill the slurry spreader up before attempting to spread slurry, especially if the slurry tank is empty. Otherwise, your results may be disappointing. Okay, so that is all the cow slurry emptied out onto the fields. We managed to get the 2 fields over there done and 1 strip of the rice field. So we don't need to worry about that now until February. Maybe we'll do the rest of the rice field in February before we plant the rice next year. We will see. Anyways, I think this is a great place to leave this episode. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying following along. If you are, of course, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I will hopefully see you in the next episode. Till then, bye for now.